welcome to Talking Comics, where we are bagged, boarded, and pre-recorded. I'm Ryan.
I'm Sean.
We got a pretty decent list of stuff to talk about today. Of course, we are going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Talk about Phase 4.
I am Groot.
And some miscellaneous comic book stuff.
I am Groot.
You don't say.
I'm Groot.
So we both seen Guardians, right?
Oh, love it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was happy with it overall.
You know what's tough was James Gunn just jumped up as one of my all-time top 10 favorite directors.
Yeah.
How do you top the first Guardians? I wouldn't say top, but measure up.
Yeah. That's something that directors have been trying to do for decades.
I am Groot.
It's really hard to do as good, if not better, than the first movie.
Now, would you say the second one was better?
I'd say it was as good, at least.
Fair enough. Like the first one for me, all I did was, I remember tormenting my wife going, oh my God, they're doing a Guardians movie. Oh my God, they're doing a Guardians movie. And nobody at the time, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was a Guardians of the Galaxy reader from day one. Well, not really day one, but 1969. So maybe day 3. And
well, the Guardians of the Galaxy that we have today, in not just the movies but also comics, are quite a bit different from what they were when they were first introduced.
Oh yeah, totally.
But they definitely upgraded Star-Lord's look for the better. From what I've seen from the old comics.
Yes. Yes. Well, come on, it's Chris Pratt. He's very pretty man.
He was always handsome, but he wasn't always buff. He was on that show Parks and Recreation.
What's the line? Fuck, was it you that just said it the other day? Like, hey, how'd you get so thin?
Oh yeah. So he was kind of chubby on the show, and after he filmed Guardians and came back onto Parks and Rec, to play it into the story why he's in better shape now. He's like, how'd you lose all that weight? And he's like, I just quit drinking beer. How much beer were you drinking? A lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
I don't even drink beer. How do I get that Chris Pratt body? But yeah, I really liked Guardians 2. Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one was unheard of. I had never heard of them until I saw that movie.
Apparently nobody but me. Because
the other Guardians, people that read those comics when they came out are dead.
Pretty much. And I'm well on my way. Anyway, it was they took, what sprungboard the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the movies? Iron Man. Iron Man was not even a top tier at the time, if you think about it. I mean, going back to what I remember, reading comics, it was Stan Lee always had these little nicknames and would do stuff for the readers to bring them in and make them feel like they were part of a group that nobody else was. Yeah. And with Iron Man, it was, Webhead. And Hornhead for Daredevil, and Iron Man was Shellhead. When what's his name, John Favreau was licensed to direct, and he insisted he volleyed for Robert Downey Jr. to do Iron Man. It's he went from old Shellhead to old Cash Register, Yeah. And that just sprungboard to everything where we are today. To the point where it took Iron Man, who was a third tier, bottom of the barrel character, and sprungboard the entire universe that everybody knows today
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Guardians, where it wasn't even bottom of the barrel. It's like you kick the barrel over, and there's like the night crawlers, and then you kick the dirt off, and then, oh, hey, there's the Guardians. That's what I was reading.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap, they're doing a Guardians movie? And I drove my wife nuts for like 18 months when they announced it. And then the day it came out, we went and saw it. Everybody, it made $1 gazillion. My wife loved it. She's not even a comic book fan.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah.
And now we got a 2. And James Gunn, he's the guy.
One of the YouTube channels I watch, they don't really talk about comics or anything. They talk about a little bit of everything. And they were talking about that movie after it came out, and one of them said, I think Guardians of the Galaxy will be this generation's Star Wars.
Star Wars. Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Especially because I watched it, and it took me back.
Yeah.
Like I was just saying.
Like,
I hadn't read a Guardians of the Galaxy comic forever.
Star Wars came out, you were going, I am your father.
No, the
Guardians
first
come
one,
out, I am Groot.
Exactly. But the first one, when I was there in 1977, I sat in the theater and I watched Star Wars, and I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. This is
Space.
It's awesome. Now, picture like the little kid, my grandkid. They're watching Guardians for the first time. It's like, that's their Star Wars.
Yep.
It's like they're me in 77. It's like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Then they want the books. And then they taint it a little bit with what nice lead in, by the way. Let's go into Guardians of the Galaxy 2. By the way, spoilers, people.
Yes, there will be some spoilers.
There's going to be a lot of that.
If you haven't seen it yet, what the heck, dude?
Yeah, go.
I'd say in the top 3 of most anticipated films of this year.
I'm telling you right now.
Only behind Spider-Man Homecoming for me.
Giggity.
And it was a very, very close... I might as well call it a tie with Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, yes.
So there isn't really a 3. It's just 1 and 2, and 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Thor Ragnarok.
See, I'm a little more easy. I love them all. And, of course, I can't wait for December. Not Christmas. I'm talking about Star Wars, but...
Nerd. I'm talking about comics here.
Star Wars has comics. Anyway.
They do. Anyone like Lando? We got a Lando comic in this shop.
Oh, yeah. Lando. Anyway.
If I was a bigger fan, I'd snatch that up.
It's good. It's good. Anyway, Guardians. Obviously, Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
Just a cameo. You know what? That's the thing. I don't even want a Howard the Duck movie. I don't want anything. I just want Howard the Duck to show up in every... He's the new Stan Lee. That's what I'm saying. Because God bless him. Stan Lee's not going to be with us too much longer. I love Stan. I mean, I don't even need to say anything about Stan Lee. Why don't we just do Howard the Duck? Because he has ties to every Marvel character.
Actually, that would be pretty cool. I mean, I personally would like a full storytelling for him.
Minus George Lucas. Speaking of Star Wars.
I definitely think he should get a full... You know what would probably be good? Is like maybe a TV series.
You think so? Howard the Duck?
Where he like...
Now, you know as well as I do, I'm like the biggest Howard the Duck fan. But I don't think a TV or a movie thing...
You know what? Actually, better idea. A YouTube series. Ooh. Where they just put him in little, like, 15, 20-minute misadventures with other characters.
Snippets.
Yeah.
Like they did with the Mandarin at the end of Iron Man 3. Kind of like that. Bonus features on the DVD or Blu-ray at best.
I haven't seen Iron Man 3 since it came out.
Oh. That would be awesome. Yeah, you might be onto something.
But yeah, personally, I would like to see a full movie because his story is incredibly entertaining and hilarious. And there would be so many cameos.
It depends on the writer, though. Depends on who its hands fall into.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
And plus, in current continuity, he is a private investigator in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And gets pulled into awkward positions of having to help the Avengers and the Defenders. And he's like, I know Duck Fu, but come on.
Exactly, right? And now, aside from Man-Thing, or giant-sized Man-Thing, who does he have the closest tie to? I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
How awesome would that be if he just made like a little cameo? Spider-Man Homecoming. Just Howard the Duck.
Swings by. Howard. The Avengers said assemble. Come on.
I gotta get a cab.
I gotta get a cab.
He's smoky.
How do you smoke without lips, Howard? How?
Oh. I know that one scene, I was like totally...
I'm just imagining you like sitting in the theater, your eyes glued to this
I'm watching the movie.
This space brothel, and you're like, all right, who's here? Who's here? Who's here? There's Howard. Who's here? Who's here? Who's here?
No, they totally, watching the movie and everything, Guardians. They just I'm sitting there watching the movie and they flashed over to that when he's with the hookers drinking and everything, and I said it louder than I meant to in the theater, and I got shushed. I'm like, holy crap, it's Howard the Duck. Even my wife's like, shh. Go out to the car.
No, you can't roll down the window.
But, oh my God, Guardians of the Galaxy. I know we got off topic. It's like, I thought I was recording with Jimmy. How awesome. I mean, anything, I can tell you right now, I never liked Dave Bautista as a wrestler, and I'm a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Everything that came out of that gentleman's mouth deserves a Supporting Actor Academy Award. Give that guy the award right now. Oh my God, he was he was just so funny. Everything. He was great. Yeah. Oh, my nipples. Does he even have nipples? Drax the Destroyer.
I have no idea.
He's like, I have a plan. I'm going in, like at the beginning.
Yeah.
Which was great, which I got. Because at the end of the first Guardians, you saw Baby Groot, you saw the whole, with him and Drax, and he'd freeze. So the whole, of course, opening credits would be, they're giving us everything, in case you forgot.
Yeah. And
they're going to bring everybody up to speed. The whole, when they're fighting that monster that wanted to eat the batteries and everything.
Yeah.
And it's all Baby Groot and doing this and doing that. It's like in the background and shit. Oh my God. I get what they're doing. Everybody's like, I'm getting a little dizzy. I heard other people saying, I'm getting dizzy. I'm trying to focus, but I'm watching Baby Groot. I'm trying to focus. I'm watching Baby Groot. And then they throw in there, and then every time Drax would remember he crushed the thing, and Baby Groot would punch him and kick him and everything. He didn't like Drax for some reason.
Yeah.
And then even later in the movie, he was like, out of my way, smaller, stupider little Groot.
So I'm going to say something and everyone's going to hate me for it. I don't love Baby Groot. I don't love Baby Groot at all. It was really cute and entertaining.
He didn't do anything.
For that first dancing scene.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, holy crap, he's not helping with the story at all.
He didn't help, period. He was more of he might have a little been a villain. Remember the whole rocket thing with the button?
Yeah.
Why?
I get that they dumb down certain characters to make them more entertaining for the film. I'm just going to have to accept that for all movies in general about stuff I like.
What do you think I do? Ryan, remember, Marvel, Star Wars, under the umbrella of Disney.
Yeah.
So
in comic books, Groot is in fact not a moron. He's actually quite smart.
And badass.
People just can't understand him. So, yeah. Evidently, he, like, understands, like, interdimensional space travel. Like, quantum stuff. I can't even remember exactly what it was in the comic.
A lot of the stuff that they've done that I noticed, especially in the second one, they gave to Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with like how quick he put shit together.
Yeah.
You know? That was Groot. And
like, yeah, in the comics, like, Rocket was smart, but he was like a tactician.
Yeah.
And a pilot.
In the comics, I always equated Rocket as like Micro to Punisher. He was like the tech guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Or like, who am I thinking of? Fitz and Simmons for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
You know, the background type, you know, they're doing this. Or Oracle in Batman type thing, you know?
Being a fan sometimes backfires when you go to these movies. Because I'm like that scene where he was like, I was created to fly this spaceship. I was like, no, you weren't. I'm in my seat shaking. I'm like, you were created as security chief for an asylum for aliens.
Oh, come on. Just have fun. I'm the exact opposite. I just go there and have fun. I'm like, all right, let's see what they're doing. And the little snippets. And
it's not like when I'm actually in the theater watching it, I soak it in and enjoy it. But afterwards, I'm flooded with all the thoughts I was like suppressing throughout the film. They just wash over me.
I do that too, but I don't come out with anger.
Well, it's not really anger. It's just like,
why didn't they do this?
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that? See, I don't even do that anymore. I'm like, well, okay, that's cool. I see what they did there. And then I'm always waiting for the next film.
Yeah.
It's like, they're whoring me out for money. It's like, they know they got my money.
Like, I always just equate it to, all right, they're just trying to make it as simple and easy to understand as possible for overall general consumption for the non-comic book reading fan base.
That's what I said
the majority
before.
Of
they're
Marvels.
teaching moviegoers how to be comic book readers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what happened in Iron Man 2... You're not going to see an Iron Man 3. You got to go back and watch Avengers and then Ant-Man and then Civil War, Captain America. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're teaching moviegoers how to be comic book readers. Mm-hmm. And then, which I love it because hey folks, I have a store.
Sean actually happens to run a comic book shop.
Yay!
It's not a magic card shop. It is in fact a comic book shop that happens to sell magic cards.
Or it could be a card shop that happens to have comic books.
I prefer to think of it as the first way.
Or it could be a board game shop that happens to have comics and magic. With a video game. With video games inside.
Speaking of which, Sean got some old computer games in if you're into old computer games.
Wow. I'm going to let you take this one. Because I have no idea what...
Sean got some super old computer games from someone. There's a few of them that are, in fact, on disc. And there are a bunch that are not. There's a couple of floppy disks. And something, I don't know if it's pre or post floppy disk. It's this weird looking thing. If you're into that old like late 80s or 90s computer games and stuff like that, check it out. I don't really know a whole lot about them other than the fact that my laptop won't play them.
$5 a pop, people.
Yeah. He's practically giving them away.
Pretty much.
But there are a couple of cool ones in there. I mean, you got a Croc. That was a really fun platformer game from the PlayStation 1 era.
I love Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah, they had it. Oh, you know what? There is
Predator,
a Dungeons and Dragons arcade game at that new
the fuck out of here. Really?
Yeah, in the arcade in St. Helens. You're like, cut the recording, I gotta go.
No. Monday or Tuesday is my day off.
Yeah, that's good because they're closed right now. They close at 8.
8?
Yep.
Okay. I love it.
So yeah, guys, after the comic book shop closes at 6, go on to St. Helens and play at the arcade.
I'll be like Jerry Maguire. Follow me. Who's with me?
All right, kids, get in the cab.
Yeah, I know, right?
Guardians.
Yeah, so that's Guardians of the Galaxy, people. No. Awesome. Now, what was the name of those gold people?
The
Sovereign,
I think. I think
I'm not familiar.
Me either. I've never heard of them in any of the comics I've read, but I have not read that much Marvel outside of like Spider-Man.
I'm telling you right now, people. If you haven't seen, if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, just stop right where you are. Go see it.
Yes.
Come back.
Because I'm telling you, especially for, again, going back to what Ryan just said, old people like me, it's worth it.
Yeah.
The end credit scene. Let's talk about the end credit scene.
There's 5.
The most in any Marvel.
They weren't really like end credit scenes like we're used to. That like
yeah, they tweaked it a lot.
They don't really tease the next movie. It was just like funny little extras at the end for a little extra Guardians comedy.
1969 Guardians that I knew.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Sylvester Stallone as
Yeah,
Starhawk.
They had Space Rocky.
Space Rock.
Ignition.
Ving Rhames as Charlie 27. Gigantic.
What other movies was he in?
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
He was Marcellus Wallace in Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
Charlie 27. He can actually walk on Jupiter because he doesn't obey the laws of gravity. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And then some. I'm not
the real reason because he's a giant. That's why he's able to do that.
Well, he can do other things. I don't know how far they're going to go with it, or if it was just like a little nod.
I think there's a decent chance it was a little nod to older fans.
Alita Gordon, who is married to Starhawk. She's like the female star. Hawk man, Hawk girl.
Yeah.
Mainframe. That's like the original Guardians Jarvis. Who also voiced was voiced by Miley Cyrus, who was the hooker drinking with Howard the Duck. She also voiced Mainframe.
That's hilarious.
If you caught that.
I did not.
And of course, the one that got me to yell again and got me shushed was Cougar.
Oh yeah. The alien,
the reptilian alien
that was doing the sorcery in the credits.
He takes over as Sorcerer Supreme in the comics when Stephen Strange, Doctor Strange, becomes the who's the
ancient one?
Ancient one. Thank you. Jesus God, what? I'm so horrible with names.
I'm not that familiar with Strange comics, so I was like,
and but Cougar eventually is the one that defeats Dormammu. He's the one, not Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
Cougar, and he's doing it. I'm like, God, I'm so horrible with names. Remember, I was telling you the other day, I'm sitting in the shop. I'm like, Margot Robbie. What's your character's name?
Harley Quinn.
Suicide Squad. God, I can't think of the name. I'm horrible with names, people. I'm sorry.
She was dating Joker as played by Jared Leto. And
no, I'm doing the.
You say every other character's name in the movie except hers.
I'm like, yeah, she was with Poison Ivy. What's her name? Okay, Mr. J. Yeah, it's coming to me. So yeah, that's our Guardians of the Galaxy review.
So we give it a good out of good.
Oh yeah, I'm giving it
It gets a thumbs up, like you should give our video.
2 thumbs up. I'm giving it 11. Still 2. What do you got, sir? Give me something.
So yesterday, Sean and I, we were like, all right, we're recording tomorrow. I'm going to go home tonight, make up my notes, which I actually happen to forget at home, but I have a backup.
Don't let them peek behind the curtain, sir.
So Sean's like, let's talk about what we think for Phase 4. What might happen, who might play whom, etc., etc. So I got a couple of things.
Pitch me like you're pitching a movie. Like you got an idea for Phase 4 and you're pitching a movie.
Well, I have,
give it to him.
I have an idea for a finale for Phase 4. What they should build up to. And that is Secret Wars. I mean, it's the next logical step in the story arc as they've been telling it thus far. Am I right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not that familiar with Secret Wars, or any of the Secret Wars. They've had a bunch.
It was kind of originally it was like when I read Secret Wars way back in the day, it was kind of a rip-off back and forth. It was a DC thing.
Didn't they try and teach Vision how to poop during Secret Wars? Who was that they...
The Beyonder.
The Beyonder. They tried to teach the Beyonder how to poop.
But that was Spider-Man. And in the middle of everything, it was like a big... Think of it as like if you're a wrestling fan, like a battle royal. Mm-hmm. And the Beyonder was just doing it. Which, remind me, my favorite Stan Lee cameo.
Yes.
And Guardians 2.
Yes, Guardians 2.
Our favorite.
He was just hanging out there with the Watchers.
The Watchers.
Telling them stories.
Yeah, we're jumping all over the place right now.
We have no format.
We didn't go together to see Guardians 2, but that was our favorite Stan Lee cameo.
People are like, oh, but what about that time he was a DJ at the strip club?
No.
He was only a DJ at the strip club because he's a Watcher.
Yep.
Stan Lee being a Watcher is one of the theories of why he's in every Marvel movie.
I read, yeah.
I mean,
we've talked about that.
It's never been confirmed, but it's a very popular theory.
I think actually it wasn't. It was confirmed that he's not because they fucking ditched.
Where you guys going? I thought you was gonna give me a ride.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys would be my ride home. But they look good.
They look so
perfect.
Marvel, you are killing it with that CGI on people's faces. Like, all right. So before we get into Phase 4, let's finish talking about Guardians. The Watchers, they look awesome. Freaking Kurt Russell. As Ego the Living Planet.
Yeah.
They aged him backwards like they did Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, that was awesome. That was
great.
The hair flowing.
Yeah, man, the 80s.
All he was missing was an eye patch. I'm like, Snake Plissken. That's the third time they've done that now.
Yeah.
Michael Douglas in Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War. And now, I mean, like I was telling you earlier, I'm like, my wife and I went and saw it. I'm like, first thing I noticed, Brandy, you're a fine girl. I'm like, we're both singing them, and we're both getting into the song. And then I'm like, holy crap, that's Kurt Russell. And my wife looks at him and goes, he looks good for his age. I'm like, that's not really Kurt Russell. I'm like, they did the Robert Downey. Remember I had explained to her, and I'm like, all right, brief bullet points.
Whenever I think about that Robert Downey Jr. scene from Civil War, it still freaks me out.
Looks like
weird science.
Weird science.
Yeah, they pulled some weird science to get him to look that young.
Oh, they're killing it.
He even had that. So when you go back and look at Robert Downey Jr. in his previous roles, he has very dark eyelashes.
Like he did there.
He always looked like he was wearing a lot of eyeliner.
Like the dude from Lost.
So he doesn't really have that problem now.
Well, they're gray.
Yeah.
Gray.
He's
lashes.
like 100, still going at it. But yeah, like they nailed like every aspect of that young Robert Downey Jr. look.
Great.
And so did they with Kurt Russell. See, I brought it back.
Oh yeah, it was great.
That was that storyline for Star-Lord. So, spoiler alert. Stop, go watch the movie, come back. All right. We're good? We're good. We're not going to stop again. Kurt Russell playing Ego the Living Planet is Star-Lord's father in the Guardians cinema. And evidently in like the older Guardians of the Galaxy comics, right?
Oh yeah.
Currently, that is not his father's story. Is a lot cooler and more interesting.
Mid-70s is when,
like
late 70s is when the incarnation that we know now in the movies. Yeah. Ego the Living Planet was a separate thing.
Yeah.
But again, I love how they mesh it.
Yeah.
You know?
They definitely made it work to their favor, especially as a way to get one of their characters back. And then proceed to kill him off. We got him back. All right, let's kill him.
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
No one stays dead in comics.
Unless you're Thomas and Martha Wayne or Uncle Ben.
Yep. In comics, Peter Quill's father is, at the time Peter's father meets his mother, he's a dishonored prince who was kicked off his planet Spartax. Crash landed on Earth. Mom drug him into the room, laid him on the bed, pointed a shotgun at him, and waited for him to wake up. Then they fell in love. Storybook.
Right out of the trailer park.
Knocked her up within the month he was there. He flew away. Peter was born. Years later, aliens come and try and kill Peter and his mother because Peter is Spartax royalty. Mm-hmm. His father got his honor back from, the kingdom or whatever and is now king. And the way in current comics, so he calls himself Star-Lord once he joins the Ravagers. And the funny thing about him calling himself Star-Lord is when he finally does meet his father, Star-Lord is the title of their king.
Yes.
I love that. Like that.
You've done your homework, sir. Bravo.
I spend a lot of time on the internet, and it's not just watching porn.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes. This old guy's impressed right now. Bravo.
I definitely like that a little bit more than the route that they're going with. Because if they had gone this route, but then again, I think that they introduced that new storyline shortly before they started working on the new Guardians movie, like the first Guardians movie. So they didn't have the info to work with.
Right. But they cherry picked too, because remember Yondo.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about him yet.
Yeah, I got some stuff to say.
Fuck you, Rooker.
If they were able to go with the Star-Lord route, they could have gotten a lot more movie out of this.
Comics?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The more modern comics, they could have gotten a whole nother intergalactic space battle out of it.
Dude, I'm not going to complain. Yeah,
I
see what you're saying.
I'm not complaining.
I'm totally
on
board
saying.
with what you're saying. But, dude, James Gunn is killing it.
Yeah.
You know?
So, now let's move on to
Rooker.
Yondo.
You.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You made me cry twice, Rooker. Rooker!
You want some chocolate covered pretzels?
Oh my god! Not even that. I'll give him a stink palm. Damn it! You made me care
your
about
father, but he ain't your daddy.
I know. And then Merle on The Walking Dead. the biggest asshole on the planet. I loved him. He made me care about him. Everybody was making fun of me. I'm like, I love me some Merle. And he made me cry because he sacrificed himself. I'm watching. I'm like, Yondu fucking is 8 kinds of awesome.
Yeah.
He's real. Yondu sucks. I'm like, no. It's Rooker.
Rooker's awesome.
And then he does the whole wrestling turn, he may be your father, but he ain't your daddy.
I really liked the back and forth between him and Rocket.
Oh,
like he was like,
yes.
He's like, I know what's wrong with you. Same. He's telling him what's wrong with both
They're the
of them.
same fucking person, man.
Like he's acting like he doesn't have those. When he says it to him, like he only knows this because he is dealing with those problems and trying to get over them. I thought that was really cool.
That I rolled a tear on that part when they were face to face and you saw the Rocket and they're like, I'm like, I did roll a tear, but I was full on fucking fat boy bawling. Tell them spoilers. Tell them the story.
Yondu dies.
I can't. I'm gonna cry.
Yondu dies. He sacrifices himself so that. Remember the first Guardians when Peter flies out to get Gamora and puts his mask on her? Essentially, the same thing happens, but with Star-Lord and Yondu.
What the fuck? The moment Rocket said, I only have one of this and one of this.
One jetpack and one space suit.
And he gave it to Yondu. I'm like, oh, fuck. I looked at Jamie. She goes, you're going to cry like a little bitch. I'm like, yes, I am. I'm crying right now. I'm like, fucking Yondu. He finally got his fin.
All right, so it's gonna be the same subject but a different conversation. In the comic books,
I'm gonna need a moment.
Yondu is from a planet of people where they all have fins like that. So he breaks some rules on his planet. Big surprise, that's Yondu's character.
Now, tell them parallel with the movie. Remember, he broke rules with
in
the
movie,
Ravagers.
He broke rules with the Ravagers.
With the kids.
Because he, remember in the first movie, he was the one that abducted Peter when he was a child to bring him to his father.
Abducted is kind of a strong word.
Kidnapped, fine.
Saved, actually, as we find out.
Saved as we find out.
Tell your story.
He was the one that picked him up off Earth and ended up taking him in under the guise of he was small and could fit into tight places we couldn't.
And he
was
could
good
steal
for thieving.
from me. Yeah.
It was good for thieving. So he after years of doing that, he had gotten caught by the rest of the Ravagers. They found out what he was doing, and he was dishonored. And it's not like they took away his stripes, but they said, "We're not going to ride with you anymore. You can't do anything with us. You can't be associated with us."
But see, the original Guardians, that's what they meshed. That's where the stories where movies and comics kind of butt heads.
Yeah.
Starhawk, Sylvester Stallone's character was that's where they tweaked it a bunch. It's like, okay, you're kicked out because we don't do this with children.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what's going on here because I did read the comics and now I'm watching this movie.
Yeah.
So for me, the old guy.
So essentially, he was kicked out of the Ravagers.
Yeah.
The group as a whole, for transporting children to Ego, the living planet. So that's why he was kicked out, and that's why he was getting yelled at by Space Rocky in that space brothel.
And why was he transporting children to Ego, Ryan?
Oh, well...
Let's talk about Ego for a moment.
Ego was a horny fucker, and he went around banging a bunch of people on different planets so that he could take over the galaxy.
Just
in a nutshell.
Think about everybody listening right now.
Basically, I just want them to go and watch it. I want to talk more about Yondu.
Actually, when I saw Ego the Living Planet, the way they portrayed him in the movies,
That was really cool.
I thought about Nugget.
All right. So when they're like heading towards his planet, you saw a face on the planet.
And he's consuming every planet in every galaxy.
Yeah.
Over and over. He's planted his seed. He's just...
Yeah, he planted it in the bellies of some different races, and he literally planted a seed on their planets.
Yeah.
In order to...
And other galaxies that we never even heard of.
What's the word I'm looking for? In order to... gosh, it's...
What are you talking about?
Taking over... God, I can't remember the fucking word. He was basically reforming all of the planets with a material that he could control. The same substance that his planet's made out of.
Oh.
I can't remember the word.
We're just going to go with mass producing.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll probably think of it during post when I'm editing this.
That's what I love about Ryan's editing.
I'm like, what a fucking idiot. It's this word. Oh, wait, I'm that idiot.
Oh, not me this time.
Nope.
Usually it's me.
We're both idiots.
That's why people love us.
So, in the comics, when someone on Yondu's planet is disgraced and kicked off the planet, they cut off their fin.
Yes.
So, I was a little thrown off in the movie when his fin, what was left of his fin, got shot off and it was all robotic parts. I was like, wait, is he a robot? Then they show later.
Now, see...
I like what they did with it, though, because that's how his arrow worked.
Yeah.
Because of the fin that he wore.
Yeah. In the original one, that didn't bother me because I'm like, okay, he's part of the Ravengers and he doesn't have the fin.
Yeah.
That's why it never bothered me. I'm like, okay, I know where they're going with this. Or I thought I knew where they were going with this.
Well, because I learned about a bunch of stuff about the Guardians before I went to see the new movie.
Okay.
And that's how I learned about how in the comics, he got his fin cut off for breaking the
he
law.
was one of the original Guardians, right?
Yes. But I'm just going off my knowledge of the current continuity.
Fair enough.
I have no idea what happened in the 1960s.
Stick with me, kid. I'll show you some things. Until I pass away from heart failure.
So I was really thrown off when he told little, annoying, smaller, dumber baby Groot to go get his prototype fin. I was like, wait, what?
All right, that was funny.
Yeah,
Baby Groot was nothing but a marketing tool for that whole fucking movie.
That any money they didn't make in the theater, they're making in stores by selling Baby Groot stuff.
By the way, we have Baby Groot decals at the Nerd Nest right now for $4. Please come in and get some.
Tell all your friends.
And yes, now back to Ryan.
So Guardians of the Galaxy was really good. Might come back around, but hopefully it'll be like we'll be talking about Phase 4. So Phase 4.
We're doing Phase 4 now?
Yes.
Go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2, goddammit. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. Okay.
We might not even have time to talk about everything we have.
We got plenty of time. All right, Phase 4. Here's what I got for you.
It should end in Secret Wars. That's all I got.
Whoa.
I have more, actually. Namor, fucking A. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, at one of the ending scenes, they revealed that they are making Adam Warlock into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's all I have to say about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Adam Warlock. So I have actor suggestions for Namor and Adam Warlock. I have some TV shows that are going to happen, and one that I think would be cool to happen.
Okay.
Would you like me to talk about them? Or do you want to go?
No, go right ahead. I'm just saying. For those of you who don't know, we're done with the Guardians. Go see the movie.
For now.
And now I'm going to ask Ryan, if you were in charge of Marvel Phase 4 after all this bullshit, how would you do it? And you guys are more than welcome to submit comments. You know, what would you want to see in the movies?
Yeah.
After we submit our things. Go.
All right, cool. I had a huge list of notes, but I'm just going to talk about some of it.
Okay.
So I think that because Phase 3 ends with Infinity War.
Now, is that a part 1 or a part 2? I'm so confused.
It's going to be a part 1 and 2.
Is it? Or
I'm like 90.
is it just going to be one movie?
I'm not positive. I know there's going to be 2 parts.
I don't know either.
From what I've seen on the internet, it's supposed to be a 2-part movie.
Oh, well, if the... Bonjour. All right, what do you got, sir?
So...
Pitch me, give me something that you really want to see and pitch me like it's your movie.
I want to see Namor the Submariner.
Oh, me too.
The oldest mutant and one of the oldest superheroes in the 616 universe.
And the original anti-hero.
Yes, he was a bit of an
way
anti-hero.
Before Punisher, way before Deadpool, way before any of Wolverine, there was Namor, Submariner.
And I can't remember the name of the actor that I would like to play him. He's the guy that played Spock in the
Zachary Quinto.
Yes, Zachary Quinto.
Okay.
We already know how he looks in pointy ears. He can rock them.
He was one of my picks, but yes, you and I both landed on, and we haven't talked about this before this podcast, so you and I both landed on Namor. That's one of mine, and I picked, because of you, ironically, and your goddamn new Hawaii Five-0 show.
It's a good show.
I haven't seen it, but you're always doing that to me. It's like, oh, you should watch this. You always come into my shop and you're like, you should watch this, you should watch that. I'm like, God damn it. If Ryan says I should watch it, I should watch it. And I start doing research, and I fell upon an actor named Ian Anthony Dale.
Yeah.
And I saw him, and I'm like, holy crap, that's the Namor.
Yeah, he in Hawaii Five-0, he plays
Namor.
The son of a Yakuza boss in Hawaii.
Even better. It's like, I don't like your evil ways, Dad. I'm going swimming. Never comes back.
Yeah, I think that's how Namor started.
Well, not really, but
in reverse.
That's kind of a good story.
That's how That's how our Namor. I don't like you anymore, Dad. I'm going for a swim. Gets frozen in the ice cap next to Cap.
No.
The ice cap.
The polar cap. The polar cap. I have to pee. All right, what do you got? I got 3. I just did 3.
All right. My actor suggestion
4.
Adam Warlock.
Okay.
The Marvel's Superman, essentially. Except more powerful.
Yeah.
Superman can do a lot of stuff, but can he create planets with his mind? No. Not currently.
Well, it depends on who's writing them.
Right?
It's like writing for Jesus.
Everyone. So, I think, because Adam Warlock, he's a partially synthetic human being, right? Kind of this being that was created to be all powerful.
Yeah, okay.
Originally created for evil, just went good. From what little I know about him,
He is the embodiment of raw power.
Yeah.
To the point where when he gets too powerful, it's like a gremlin who gets wet. It breaks apart, and then you got Magus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe Manganiello. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. He's the guy everyone's been saying is supposed to play Deathstroke in the new DC.
Except for my wife, which she's saying other things. In the bedroom.
He is a very muscular and handsome man.
I would make a sex tape with him.
And since
if you're really missing,
since Adam Warlock is supposed to be like this perfect, all-powerful being, you want someone in really good shape to play this created human.
That's why I told my wife when she married me, I'm like, you really?
Are you sure?
Yeah. You could do so much better.
I mean, we haven't said I do yet. Are you sure? All right, cool.
Well, you haven't said I do.
I'm like, I do. Please, come on, hurry.
I'm just, I'm like a wallflower at the high school prom.
I'm excited. I know very little about Adam Warlock, but dude. I expect huge things from him in Phase 4.
Yeah, I don't see anything the little... I mean, I'm just going to give a little bit. Adam Warlock, again, I have books at the shop.
Who else I want to see? Because I haven't seen him yet, and I was promised that I would see him in certain movies that we've already talked about today.
Howard the Duck.
Wonder Man.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
As played by Nathan Fillion.
Yes. Now, I missed that.
Is cast.
He's in.
If you look up the Guardians 2 cast list, he is in there as Simon Williams, a.k.a. Wonder Man.
Oh, my God. You showed me that. We were talking about this the other day. Have you found him yet?
No.
Me neither.
Was he at the bar? Did we miss him?
I don't know.
So I expect to see him in a awesome Nathan Fillion way in coming movies, because Nathan Fillion is awesome.
Yeah. Definitely needs to be.
I vote we cast everyone in Phase 4 as played by Nathan Fillion.
Pretty much, right?
He could do it all.
Except for Namor.
Like
I said, Ian Anthony Dale.
I do.
And that's your fault.
I do like him as Namor. That would be pretty awesome.
But I'm telling you right now.
Phase 4 also it's already in the works. Runaways. Right?
TV show.
So Phase 4 isn't just movies; it's TV as well.
Well, that's gonna be fucking dope.
It's 2018, so we still got a little while to go. It's gonna be on Hulu. But you know what other young...
People like you and I have something to look forward to.
Yeah. You know what other young Marvel characters form a team? The Young Avengers. They should also get a TV show.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about them. I've only read a little bit of their comics. But you have actually, that might not work. Unless they rewrite a couple of characters. One of the characters in the comics is the son of Scarlet Witch. Although...
Oh, you're going past... I don't even know that one.
Yeah. He's equally as powerful as her.
See, I'll go back. Old stuff. You go
forward. Anyways, Young Avengers, they got some pretty cool comics if you like the young heroes and stuff. Especially in the current, very forward-thinking stuff. There's a gay couple on there.
Man, I have no.
You're I don't care what are their powers.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about that shit. Okay, my turn.
Also, Inhumans is in the works. I want to see a Black Widow movie.
That's where I'm going right now. My Marvel Phase 4, Black Widow. Why hasn't this movie already been made?
They teased...
DC is way ahead of Marvel as far as female characters.
Yeah.
It's I know they announced Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel.
I was wondering about that. That's one of the reasons I didn't talk about it in my list because...
It's part of Phase 4.
Because I don't know what direction they're going. Are they going, current it's Miss Marvel became Captain Marvel, or are we talking like original Captain Marvel?
We're doing.
I feel like they'd probably go the more popular route.
Carol Danvers.
All right, that's what I figured.
And they've already cast what's her name? I can't even think of the actress's name.
So they could probably fill in how she became.
Well, they kind of teased it in Doctor Strange, like when he was listening before he got in the car wreck. Like that was Carol Danvers. That they talked about Rhodey too.
Huh.
When he got the spinal thing after Civil War, like he was like, "Now pass. I don't want to do that." But I'm like, "Holy shit, that's a Carol Danvers thing." I'm like, and then he got in the car wreck. And like,
I don't know like hardly anything about Captain Marvel.
Oh, dude, she's dope.
I know more about the current Miss Marvel than I know about Captain Marvel.
Marvel needs to do more female solo movies.
Yeah.
Like DC.
I mean, they kind of
teased
killing it in
over them.
Age of Ultron, like that they were possible because I equated all those visions that everyone on the Avengers team had to future movies. Like,
well, yeah, it's Infinity Wars.
Like, because they showed that weird messed up school that Black Widow went to become an assassin.
That's what I'm talking about. Black Widow movie. Okay, give her movie. Don't give her a superpowered villain or mutant or anything like that. Give her more, because how awesome was Winter Soldier?
Yeah, more.
That was more of an espionage.
Yeah,
movie.
More James Bond, less Superman.
Exactly, because how badass was she? Even though she was secondary, she's always secondary. How badass was she in Winter Soldier as a secondary? How badass was she in Civil War?
Yeah.
How awesome was she? Dude, I just went back and watched Iron Man 2. The revealing of... I'm like, give me that.
When I first watched Iron Man 2, I was like, who is this chick?
The minute I heard her name, I'm like, holy crap. Again, my wife was with me. She's like, who? I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, no, you just love Scarlett. I'm like, yes, I love Scarlett Johansson.
Even then, I wasn't even that familiar with who Scarlett Johansson was.
Well, I was.
Like that.
Go back to Eight-Legged Freaks.
No thanks. I'm a little arachnophobic.
Giant spiders, sir. But anyway.
If I'm a little afraid of little spiders, I'm a lot afraid of big spiders.
I would even say, because I'm a big fan of this show, the Greg Berlanti, Riverdale, Archie. There's a girl who plays, what's her name? Catherine. She's the redhead. I don't know where she's from. Mm-hmm. Cut her hair, and we do flashback stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And she can play young Natasha, but I don't know how physical she is, because she's young. She's a little girl. Giggity. But...
I'm leaving.
It just got awkward.
Podcast over.
Love me some Riverdale. But anyway... She could play, like, they do those flashbacks of when she was going through the training and everything.
Yeah.
And then you do, like, a Russian terrorist. Mm-hmm. Don't do a super powered being, because that would not, you need Black Widow. Black Widow's shown her credibility as far as, like, in the Avengers and side characters. Give her own movie, but put her against, like, not a super powered being.
Yeah.
And that would, like, just, oh my God, people would love that.
That reminds me of something else that I wanted to add, that I had on my face for Moon Knight.
Netflix.
Yeah. I can't remember who I had picked to play him.
The werewolf kid from Twilight. I'm kidding.
No. I wanted a good actor.
He was actually one of my, he was my second pick for Namor. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a big fan of Twilight, but he looks like he could do Namor. Right? I don't even know his name. The werewolf kid, with the abs or whatever.
I only ever saw that one movie.
You saw one more movie than I did.
And that's only because I was dating a girl who was super into it in high school.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much, that's
That was their audience.
That was that safe werewolf vampire movie that was taking tweens and making it all right to be lesbians when they grew up. I love Twilight. As they get older, it's good.
One of the person, like, I had a couple of, he wouldn't work because he has not worked out in Marvel so far.
Adrian Saev.
Who?
X-Men Gold artist. I'll save that for another podcast. We're kind of running long here.
What's his name? Crap. Edward Norton.
Oh, Mr. I Want More Money. Incredible Hulk.
Because he came to mind because he's already played a crazy character. And if you don't know, Moon Knight's a little batshit crazy. Pun intended.
Nobody talks about Fight Club or Moon Knight. But we want people to talk about Moon Knight.
Yes.
Not Fight Club.
Alright. So, Black Widow movie.
Yeah. My last one, this is a given. This is going to be my ultimate end of Phase 4. Because they always do Phase 4 and it always ends with the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers versus X-Men.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Because I got totally fucking excited when I heard Hugh Jackman at the end of Logan, his interviews and his twits.
Mm-hmm. Tweets.
Whatever. I would love... I have no problem doing... I would continue being Wolverine as long as I could be an Avenger.
Oh.
That was a dig at fucking... Fox?
Get your shit together, Fox.
Exactly.
I will come down there, and I will be a very slight bother.
What the fox? You motherfuckers.
What the fox?
Look what Sony did. Gave Spider-Man to Marvel for 20 minutes, and look what they did with him. What the fox? Can you imagine Avengers versus X-Men? It's going to be better than Zack Snyder did B versus S. It won't be rushed. It could be a 2-parter. It could be a 4-parter. Just make it happen. And put in Deadpool 2. And Howard the Duck. Can you imagine the possibilities? Bring back all the existing actors. Everybody. Halle Berry as Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn, Thor. Captain America. You got the existing Avengers. Even the new Avengers. We could do this. At this point, I mean, I'm not even saying doing it tomorrow. Doing it Phase 4, even Phase 5.
Yeah. Phase 6, I don't give a fuck.
Captain Marvel.
I don't give a fox.
Yeah, you can. I don't give a fox. Fox, you give, though. We don't give a fox. You give a fox. Hugh Jackman. Liv Schreiber, Sabretooth. Bring in Halle Berry as Storm. Bring back all...
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Patrick Stewart, Xavier.
Yeah.
At this point right now.
Get Frasier to play Beast.
Exactly.
I don't know the actor's real name, so he's always just
Kelsey
Frasier.
Grammer, the Kels. Don't mess with the Kels. I love me some Kels. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
How awesome would that... That would be epic.
It really would.
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool in the middle of everything, and he's commentating / messing with both sides. You know they can play that.
Yeah.
Because everybody loved me some fucking Deadpool.
I can think of so many awesome ways that I would do that if they had the rights to the X-Men.
Oh, just a big free-for-all. Fucking throw in Sony, throw it in, just a big battle royal.
Can you just imagine, all right, because Beast in comics has been an Avenger, he's been a Defender, he's been all that stuff.
He's been all of them, yeah.
And I can just imagine him, because he's such a kind and caring person. There's, battle. He's I don't want to fight them. We're friends. Why are we fighting? Trying to be this voice of reason behind everything. But ultimately, he sides with his fellow mutants.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it'd be so
Can
awesome.
you imagine? Okay, think about Deadpool. The first time you saw Deadpool. I can't believe what I'm watching. Think about X-Men. That crossover, those little moments where you saw the Mylocks and all those little snippets of everything.
Yeah.
and think about the first Avengers movie, and think about Civil War, the airport scene, and you saw Spider-Man. Put those all together for 2 goddamn hours, and just everybody coming together. Nothing but money to be made. And nerd boners to be had. You know, everybody's given a fox. So yeah, that's my last one. Like I said, Black Widow. I can't believe they haven't already made this movie. Mm-hmm. Marvel, you're slacking. Avengers versus X-Men.
Please.
I'm not saying tomorrow, but make it happen.
Yeah.
Me and Hugh Jackman and Ryan, we're on board. Oh, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
That's all I got right now.
Yeah, I don't really have much else. Next time we record, I think I'm going to be talking DC. I got a couple of comics to talk about.
I got some comics that I didn't get to on this one, but...
Yes, we'll definitely talk about those next time.
One more thing for you.
Yes.
Tough questions. We're going to end this.
Tough questions.
Favorite Marvel movie to date as of now? Damn it, I'm so tired.
I would have to say Civil War.
Civil War is your favorite? And why?
Spider-Man.
Right? Right.
I'm a huge Spider fan.
As badass as that movie was, it's like 20 minutes of Spider-Man. It's like...
I rewatched the movie like twice since then. Just to watch that
Spider-Man
scene.
Yeah, just the airport scene.
Like...
I would say mine would probably be... And this was fucking tough. Iron Man. The first Iron Man.
The first Iron Man?
Only because it's the goddamn backbone, the springboard, and Jon Favreau, and the fact that... See, I'm a behind-the-scenes guy, so I would say the first Iron Man and the reigniting of Robert Downey Jr., Jon Favreau, and it was such a fun movie. It was like the basis for everything to come.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying, I mean, I love them all. I mean, you guys, if you've listened to us long enough, you know I love them all. I'm like, here you go. I don't say anything bad about anything.
Some of them he even went to see twice.
Exactly, because you guys, that illegal downloading. I'll pick up the slack. I'll pay twice.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Didn't you go to see Batman v Superman twice?
Yeah.
That's not even your favorite.
Okay. Your least favorite Marvel movie to date? What's the one you don't like?
And it has to be a Marvel cinematic?
Yeah.
All right.
Stop picking on Danny Rand. We already done that podcast.
I liked that.
I know, me too.
I would have to say... This is the hardest question I've ever been asked.
I saved it for last.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Just, I mean, not so much hate.
Well, if
right,
I'm trying to think of my least favorite is just.
You want me to do mine first?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not a hate thing. It's just the one because I own them all.
Yeah.
And I'll watch them over and over and over again. But the one I find myself that I least revisit is Thor: The Dark World. And it's not a bad movie. I love it.
Yeah, now that you say that, I forgot that was even a movie.
So that tells you something, right?
That takes me back to what Jimmy said in Your Real Dummies.
Yeah.
He didn't even watch Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
And then he saw the commercial for the new Thor movie. He's like, that's awesome. I'm going to see that in theaters.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine if you were just a Thor fan and you just... I don't like any of the other ones. I just watched Thor and I love the movies. So you got Thor: The Dark World, which was 2000 something or other. You got like almost a decade until the next Thor movie.
I know.
And you're like, wow. way to screw us Thor fans. Thanks, Marvel. But yeah, Thor 2, and I loved it. I mean, it was a good movie. I had a great time, but it's the one that I find myself not going back to. Like, as soon as we finish recording here, I'm probably going to go watch it again. Just because I haven't watched it since it came out.
Yeah.
Or a couple times afterwards.
You know something's wrong with it if Edward Norton's Hulk was not picked. And I'm like the only person that owns that movie on Blu-ray. You own it on Blu-ray?
And DVD.
I got the reflective cover. Mm-hmm. That's a collector's item, seriously.
Love it.
You could probably sell it for like $30 on eBay.
Nope, it's mine.
Not that you would, but you could.
Hey, you're talking to a guy that has Man-Thing on DVD, remember? Marvel's Man-Thing.
I would love Phase 6, the R.L. Stine's Man-Thing on the big screen.
How was that?
I told you a little bit about it.
You finished it?
It was just a single issue.
Yeah, but...
yeah, it was awesome. I need to lend it to you. I keep forgetting.
That's fine. No, I totally forgot about it.
Hopefully by the next time we record, Sean will have some opinions on that Dresden Files comic I lent him.
Oh, I got some opinions, but I'm saving that for a whole nother...
3 big old opinions. One of them's a little bony, though.
Bob and Kim, I love you.
How far into Full Moon have you made it?
I got busy today, so I didn't. Remember I showed you?
Yeah.
I haven't progressed at all since yesterday.
Some crazy stuff's gonna happen.
Which is a good thing, but a bad thing.
Yeah.
But
that comic, that book series, that comic series, the Dresden Files.
Awesome.
I cannot recommend it enough. Go to the shop, put an order in for it, do something, go anywhere. Get it so I can have more people to talk about it.
I got a bootleg under the counter I could sell you.
I swear to God, I will kill you.
It's only going to be Ryan and Talking Comics. Sorry, Sean's dead.
All right.
No, it's a very good book, people. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Yes. So if you liked us, hit the like button. Go down to the comment section. Tell us what you want to happen in Phase 4. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe.
Absolutely.
And
I do have one more thing.
One thing.
I have a friend, Jimmy. For those of you who know, JJ.
Yes.
Jeffrey. He has started up his restaurant.
Awesome.
He's getting off the ground. Okay? Barbecue. Who doesn't love barbecue?
I can't think of anyone that doesn't love barbecue.
I know, right?
That doesn't at least like a little bit.
So, the name of his restaurant, which will be up and coming, is called Secret Sauce. Please, check it out. More things coming. I'm telling you right now. There's no website. There's no location. I'm just saying. You heard it here first, folks. I tried his food. He spoiled me. I can't say enough about it. It's good.
Nice.
It's good. And I'm just saying this as a fat guy. It's very good.
Secret sauce.
Yeah. It is very good.
Secret sauce. Don't be put off by the name because you'll love it all the same.